Welcome everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar. My name is Donna Chow and I'm your host and moderator for today's class by eLotus, your leading provider of TCM education. Today's webinar is Understanding Jimmy Chang's Clinically Proven Formulas Part 6, presented by Dr. Jimmy Chang. There's going to be one break today and we are set to end at 4:30 p.m. For lecture notes, if you would like a copy for yourself, you can go ahead and download them from the Blue Course Access page in your account. If you would like to chat with your attendees, with your colleagues, you can go ahead and please set your chat preference to everyone so that everyone can see what you're typing and also be part of the conversation. If you have any questions for Dr. Chang, please type your questions directly into the Q&A box because it can get lost in the chat room and Dr. Chang may or may not see it. And finally, the quiz and video replay. You guys will all be notified by email tomorrow once they are available. So look out for that. It's usually available in the afternoon. All right, so our speaker today is Dr. Jimmy Chang, a doctor of Oriental medicine trained in Taiwan and a licensed acupuncturist in California. He has over 40 years of concentrated clinical experience treating over 500,000 patients and applying his expertise in differential diagnosis and herbal prescription. In today's class, you will learn Dr. Chang's pulse signs, as well as tried and true formulas for cancer symptoms, hemorrhoids, cough, asthma, allergies, and insomnia. Dr. Chang has previously taught with us on a number of courses, which are now available for purchase as distant learning CEU videos. If you want to be able to feel a patient's pulse, identify the Western medical diagnosis, and create clinically effective herbal formulas, Dr. Chang is the person to learn from. For learning his pulse system, we recommend the Gold Pass because you have unlimited access to his pulse courses and herbs for a year. With the Gold Pass, you can also try the herbs he mentions because our sponsor, Evergreen Herbs, will provide you with an herbal voucher. When I get back to my computer, I'll post the link for you guys so you can learn more. Now let's begin today's class and welcome Dr. Chang. Thank you, Dr. Chang, for a wonderful class as always, and thank you guys for joining us. If you enjoyed today's webinar, we'd love if you could share your experience on social media, on your Facebook or Instagram, to help promote both our speaker and eLotus. As a reminder, the quiz and video replay will be available tomorrow, and you will be notified by email when they are ready. On behalf of eLotus and Dr. Chang, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys at our next webinar on November 12th, Fundamentals of Trigger Point Needling and Neck Pain with Michael Sakowicz. See you guys then. Bye.
Okay, you're on.
I'm on?
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Can you see me now? Oh,
Now,
I don't need a microphone? Mhm.
yeah, you see.
Hi, can you see me now? Okay. Today is November 9th, 2022. It's me again here and talking about something rather interesting. I never talked about it before, ever. So let's begin with the first chapter. Cancer combo, okay? Okay, before we talk about the cancer combo, there are several very interesting processes about finding out the I need a new page.
You want a page? Yeah.
There's no way to add a new page.
You got a page. Yeah, you got a page.
Oh yeah.
You just have to do this and then you have to add it.
Okay.
And then you share again. Okay? Right? You add a page first and you share.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. Then you do open it up again. Make your full screen.
What?
There it is. So add something here. You don't type anything or no?
Maybe.
Typing? Oh, you typing?
Hold on, write it.
Ready? Okay, make it bigger. Then
Okay.
you can share this on. I'll share this on for you. Sorry.
Okay.
You write it with this thing if you like.
But
You want to add that to the way?
let's talk about some we call a dead pause, pause of death. If you encounter any kind of a pause like this, it could be something bad. First is the feather pause, especially on the right swing. Here, the so-called feather pause is very, very light on the surface. When you gently touch, that's what I always emphasize the techniques of taking pauses. You have to be very light in the beginning, at the beginning. Don't press down the vessel too hard. And that way you're gonna miss it. So just when you touch, especially when we started with the right swing, you have to touch it very light, gently touch the skin. If you feel anything, okay, there is something. But when you press down, there's no rebound under it. So weak. When you gently touch it, it just totally collapses. It's called feather. Feather means it's so light, no support underneath. Like you touch a piece of a wood, a wood floating on the water. When you press down, there's no rebound from underneath. So it's very, very weak, like touching a feather. That's called feather pause. That's the dead pause for lung, it's possible a lung cancer. Okay. And the second one is, doesn't matter right or left, it really doesn't matter. The problem is it's a being pause. It's not like the short pause we've been talking about before. It's like sometimes we'll feel a short pause like this or somewhere that like that. But when you press a little bit harder on the short pause, it just disappears or something. But for the being pause, the being means it's so hard, you cannot press it, you cannot make it disappear. Just like a real being buried under the skin, somewhere that can be anywhere, 寸关节 or anywhere. And that's the death pause of the heart. No, actually, it got nothing to do with the heart. It's the blood, some kind of a tumor in that related area. It's gonna be very hard. No matter how hard you push your finger down, you could not make it disappear. That's the being pause, and that's one of the death pause. And the third one on the left, what? Here, like a blade pause, like a very sharp blade, like the blade of a knife. That's called, we call it what do you call it? The severe constriction, very, very thin and very, very hard on the left one. And that's the dead pause of liver. That's the most severe condition of liver cirrhosis and liver cancer. So it's sharp. It's very sharp, and down there, you might feel it's cutting your hand, cutting your finger, like you touch the edge of very hard blade, a knife, or even the paper cut. You feel that it's very, very similar like this. And sometimes I describe it as the thinnest string on the guitar, the thin and tight on the left one. That's the so-called the jin invade the wood. That means a severe constriction. That's the dead pause of liver cirrhosis or cancer. And 齿 both a very long and wiry pulse like this on both. That's we call the kidney fire. Kidney fire means hormonal imbalance. Sometimes if you both hands have this kind of pulse on both hands area, that means female uterus or ovarian cancer or something like that. I noticed this a long time ago. Once I told a lady, she's a wife of a doctor. She came from Tennessee or something, both hands like this. I told her, be careful, you are in a high risk group of getting some kind of a cancer in the female part or even in the breast. I didn't know how to read the ear signs for breast cancer at that time. But anyway, I told her that you have something wrong with that. Be careful. She told me that she just had everything checked. Everything's fine. Okay, fine. Go home. And then the next time she was in my office, she told me, I already have this breast removed. Because after you told me that, I went home and have a double check and they found something and they had it removed surgically. So this could be anything. Could be the breast cancer or cervix cancer or ovarian cancer. Anyway, it's for female part. We have 5 organs, but I only know the 4 of them. Okay, let me review it again. First one is the right cun. Right cun, very floating, we call it the feather pulse, very, very light. There's no rebound underneath. When you press down, it just totally disappears. So it's like a feather floating on the water and there's no support. When you touch down, it just disappears. If things like this happen, it could mean lung cancer. And the second one is like a beam, very hard. No matter how hard you try to press it, it could not make it disappear. It's like a really solid beam under the skin. That's the blood cancer. Sorry. Or any kind of a tumor in the related area. Sometimes in the spleen, something about the positioning, how to differentiate which part the tumor is based on the positioning. But I have come up with some kind of a new positioning with a different explanation. I'm going to talk to you about it today. It's different, totally different from my traditional distributions. And the third one is the guan, left guan, the liver area. It's very thin and very tight, just like a blade, like I feel like the edge of a very sharp knife, only in left guan, very deep. So if you find this, it could be the death cause of cirrhosis or liver cancer. And the fourth one is the long and wiry pulses long past the chi area. Cun, guan, chi. Okay, long past it. So this 4 pulses, if it ever happen, that means something bad. And how do we, to make sure is, if there is something really bad, let's do this. Any questions so far? I'm gonna erase it. No? Good. Okay, one question. No time to repeat. You can watch the video later. Okay, what's the, Sam, what's the next page?
Oh, yeah. So go ahead, close that.
How do I close? Oh, close this.
Close it, yeah, and then we zoom the slide. Yeah.
No. Okay, you can clearly see those signs on the face. Then, okay. See this spot? You can measure it from draw a line under the nose and on the outside corner of the eye and the intersection here. If you see something there, that's bad. If it's dark, like this gentleman, that means it's like a piece of a dead tumor or something. If it's sometimes you will see a dark spot and something red. That means it's ongoing. It's something with inflammation, the tumor, the cancer cells, something there. But we cannot tell which part of the body has cancer. We just know something bad there. And this one, this lady too, this is not too bad, just a little bit something here. Wait, oh, I have to close this. And this one too. You can see this dark spot. Don't ask me why. I cannot explain. I just know something on this pressure point. If it's something red there, that's the cancer signs. And this all confirmed cancer and cancer. Somewhere inside, I don't know where, but this means something bad. Okay. Okay. So as for the treatment for the cancer, we do not have any theory against it, but this is what I do usually, and the combination is kind of simple. I always use the 乳香没药. Where is it? Oh. Hey. Hey, Sam, where's the where are the tools? Where are the tools?
Two. Oh, the tool. Oh,
Oh, here.
Oh, the tool. Yeah, you have to make the muscle. Yeah.
Hey?
It's really weird. Yeah, it's like some in the middle. So you have to do like kind of.
Oh,
yeah. It's in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the middle. I always use this 乳香没药. You know, these are the two herbs that was written in the Old Testament of the Bible. The doctor from the Oriental brought this and something else to the baby Jesus when the baby Jesus was born. So I use the 乳香没药 as mammetize the whole bad cells in the human body. Astringents for inflammation. And the reason I am using this 十全大补 is for the human own immune system and the healing power. So you can just skip that if you want to. Sometimes I just use this too. The reason I'm using this 乳香没药 is not for the pain, not acting as a painkiller. It's just some kind of sometimes like a cement. Or the way, you know, the Egyptians making the mummies, they use 乳香没药 to cover the whole body to make it immortal. It will not perish from time. So it just keep the everything under control, the bad cells. We cannot kill the cancer cells. We just try to hold it and make it steady and work very, very well, many times. But anyway, 十全大补 is a funny combination. I cannot remember how I came up with it, but it works. So the proportion will be like this. 35, 35, 30, make it 100. Okay, you can skip the astringent, whatever. 乳香没药 35, 35, 十全大补 30. Doesn't matter what kind of inflammation there. You just use it and the swelling tissues will go away and the swell, like I treat several with the leukemia and thyroid cancer. all those things just disappear by 十全大补. I cannot explain why, but it really works. The 十全大补 stuff. Okay. Any questions? Yes. Can it be used as cancer preventative? Yeah, sure. Okay. Question. Yes, during the chemo and radiation. Do you know how to identify if the patient is doing a chemotherapy? How can you tell if the patient is doing the chemotherapy or radiation without having to ask? I'll tell you how. Okay, this is the fingernail. If you see some horizontal lines, actually it's a little pale. Something like this. It's called Mies line. It's lighter than the original color of the fingernail. It's lighter. We don't have enough color to do it here, but anyway. If you see this horizontal line on the fingernails, that's the signs of chemotherapy and in a very weak way. So the 十全大补 is so important here. Okay, because Mies line. Any questions? Okay, you have a refund. Don't come back. What will call for the use of astringent? If the pulse is too big and strong, you can use the astringent if you like. Okay. So for the cancer condition is something like this, and the making diagnosis, and this one is so accurate. Just look at people, look at their faces, you will see the dark spot there and dark spot here or here. See, this is all red. This lady has confirmed cancer stuff. The red means inflammation. This is the case, you might want to use little astringent. And this is red too, and this is swollen. So 乳香没药 is absolutely necessary. Okay, hope